Monuments have been important for not just centuries, but millennia. It is the way that human beings can mark something or someone as important. It's actually a biblical idea, right? That you have to remind yourself because we tend to forget.
These statues are symbols of the past, and as the saying goes, he who controls the past controls the future. If you can paint American history as nothing but slavery, nothing but oppression, and erase those symbols and make them dirty in the eyes of young Americans, you have disconnected them with their roots, their Christian heritage, the patriotism of the past, their heroes of the past, and you can then start to reshape them.
When people start actually tearing down valuable, beautiful, ancient, or venerable monuments, it's a bad sign in the culture that says that we don't value history, we want to rewrite history.
You got churchmen supporting this ripping down of statues.
You know, we finally got the statue of Lee taken down in Lee Park and have gotten the name of the park.
Churchmen falling over themselves to prove how anti-racist they are and how they're so ashamed of the founding fathers and all of these things.
What that Confederate monument was doing was bringing closure to the families who are living here who lost loved ones during the Civil War. It was not a statement of the South will rise again, or nonsense like white supremacy. It was simply to help those families bring closure to a war that was very devastating.
Consider those losses. Consider if we were in a war today where we had 5% killed. How do you think we would react? It was certainly natural that they wanted to honor those men, fathers, sons, brothers.
These men did their duty. These states called their sons to serve them and give their lives if necessary to defend them. And many of them fell, and they did give their lives, and those mothers didn't get their darling sons back. And for a veteran to be disgraced, it seemed like the most wrong thing, and that was the Vietnam lesson for me.
There's none of us who doesn't have some sin or some mistake that we made. If you're defining somebody by that ultimately is it's a very dark, destructive way to live. It's just graceless, it's wrong. We can look at history to see why it's wrong. People have very little courage. So I think if you have courage, you have an obligation to stand up and to say, no, we're not going to let this happen. But I really do think that a lot of the people in leadership in this country, they haven't seen how bad things can go. They kind of think like, we'll be fine if we tear down some statues. Historically, if you understand history, you know that always ends in bloodshed.